Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, today the plan is to go into the Crimson Courtyard where there is another Garden Guardian. Because of Courtyard Plus, there is an apprentice and a veteran version of them, which is kind of fun. This time around, they have the Iron Forged Wheel Lock for the Cursed, which is a trinket for their human form, which gives them plus 50 armor piercing, plus 66% damage reflection if they're in human form, and on crit will debuff the target for minus 75 protection, which is a lot of really good stuff for their human form. So I would really like this. So that means going to fight the cracked Garden Guardian. So that being said, the party for today, we're going to be going with Amani, the Shield Breaker. Her main thing, which I don't have equipped right now, so hopefully I will remember, which I have a very bad habit of doing to not do this, but hopefully I remember to put Puncture on before the boss. This bypasses and breaks guard. That's going to be the main thing that I want her doing, and she is one of the faster heroes in this party. I might actually do some tinkering with Vesely here to make him slightly slower, but if he doesn't, we still have like Harvest so he can do an AoE. Otherwise, we have Pierce to do armor piercing, Adder's Kiss to do a blight, Impale to just do AoE blight, and Serpent Sway to add blocks and up her speed, giving her, more speed so she goes faster and also not take damage. For her trinkets, we have the Spectral Spear Tip. This gives her plus 2 damage, and on Monster Kill gives her plus 1 max HP for the entire quest. Then just because I really want her hitting, I don't really expect this to be a thing unless I'm not fighting the boss. But just as in case, the Ancestor's Letter Opener, giving all of her melee skills plus 15 accuracy. It also gives her an on-hit bleed, which because we're fighting Cho's Garden Guardian, has a chance to bleed. Then because I want to do funny shenanigans for once, we're going to be going in with Faintry. I will be switching up her skills as well for the boss, but for the actual process of getting there, we're mainly going to be using Blood in the Water. This does a 2 for 6 bleed, and also debuffs the target to have a plus bleed and blight duration for essentially what's going to be the entire trash fights. Otherwise, mainly using Skewer if she gets into the back rows somehow. This is going to do a perpetual 4 for 3 bleed. Actually, just to make sure she can use that on the first turn if I want to, I'm going to put her into 3. We then have Ebb and Flow to give her a block and make her be able to move back or forward. And then the Kill if she somehow gets into back, hitting row 1, pretty much taking it out because it is armor piercing, extra damage versus bleeding, extra damage versus marked, and extra crit versus size 2. For her trinkets, we have the Kraken Egg, which gives her plus 15% scouting chance, plus bleeding chance, and she cannot be guarded. And then we also have the Blood Charm, which gives her plus damage versus anything that is bleeding, plus armor piercing versus anything that is bleeding, and on attack hit bleed. Next up, Vesely the Jester. Because unfortunately I could not bring the Flagellant, this is the next best thing for me in this team. His skills are going to be Dirk Stab, which bypasses guard, thankfully. We have Harvest as a bleed, we have Slice Off as a bleed, and we have Finale just as a either finish things off or get him back into the back rows. For his trinkets, we have the Tyrant's Tasting Cup for plus 25% damage, plus 50% damage total because plus 25% more damage on Dirk Stab, and the Bloody Dice for plus bleed chance. Finale will have plus 300% bleed amount because on hit, I will get a 1 for 3 bleed, giving Finale a 3 bleed, and the other attacks will get an additional bleed. Finally, Picard, the Houndmaster. There's a few things he can do. Mainly going to be using either Hound Rush or Hound Harry just for the damage and the bleed. However, if I can't pull off the thing I really want with Faintry, which I'll go into in a second, I have Target Whistle for a mark. Now, I really want that mark, so that's why we have that in our back pocket. Otherwise, we have Guard Dog as a guard ally plus dodge, because he will be dodge tanking for us if we need to. For his trinkets, we have the Bloody Stake, plus 25% bleed chance, plus 33% bleed duration, and then the Spiked Collar, plus 33% damage, plus 33% bleed chance. And the other things don't really matter, except for healing with food, because we won't be doing the healing. Now, the funny thing is that we're going to be doing Faintry. I did say we're going to be doing shenanigans. Faintry has this skill, or the Krakenslayer rather, called Salt in the Wound. Doesn't really do much damage, however, debuff marked targets, so they have to be marked, and Faintry can mark. However, that being said, I'm going to be trying to mark them with Faintry, and if all else fails, I do have Picard to do that, the Houndmaster. But Salt in the Wound, minus 200% bleed resist and blight resist for 1 battle, consuming that mark. However, what I can do with Faintry is Blood Hunter. Mark all bleeding targets for the duration of the bleed duration, and then buffs herself for plus 2 speed, plus 4% crit, and 17 bleed chance, so she gets a tremendous buff. Especially if I can get Picard to do Hound Harry, bleeding all 3 targets on the actual boss. And then I'll do Blood Hunter getting 6 speed, 12 crit, and like 50 some bleed chance, so she will be bleeding like no matter what. So that's going to be the hope. I'm thinking I'm going to be trading out the Kill and Skewer to do that, but we'll see what actually happens in combat. So with that being said, let's go. Let's have some fun. Just take like all the supplies, and then I am going to take one of the performance ribbons just so I can make Amani slightly faster, just for some speed manipulation, because I want her faster than Vesely, and that 2 extra speed may do the trick for me. So once again, Amani gets the performance ribbon, and then we just have to go all the way up. I'm not going to bother with these 2 rooms down here. I want to make sure we get there as comfortably as possible. 90% disarm chance on the Houndmaster. We're definitely going to grab all the extra food we can.
Packs laden with
so
loot
2 stacks of 16 and a stack of 6.
supplies.
Room battle. Gargoyle, Sycophant, Butler. So because we have the armor piercing, we might as well take out a Gargoyle.
Executed with impunity.
You know, I've had immersive backgrounds on for how long, and I've just now realized that there's a statue in the vines or the tree back there. Yeah, I'm that oblivious, folks. I'm going to finale to hopefully take out... Actually, what would Harvest do here? And slice off... Yeah, let's take out the Butler.
Eradicated.
And then Blood in the Water hitting the Gargoyle. We're missing. Pierce Gargoyle.
Another one falls.
Please no, please no, please no, please no, please no. Okay, no curse. Hound Rush, Sycophant. Bleeding for 2. Blood in the Water.
Press disadvantage.
I would hate to be hit by those blades. I'm gonna leave the beaded necklace. We can't use it on this estate.
Unwanted attention.
Shovel into his head. Take the heirlooms, not the trinkets. So, like, full disclosure, I haven't played this in over a week because, while I was uploading, technically I had to record ahead of time. And, because I was doing a lot of work on my basement, so I haven't played this in, like, a week or played anything in a week. So, like, if I'm saying stupid stuff and not the right things, it's because, like, brain acclimating to this again. Now, you'd think only a week away and not doing anything else, I'd still be doing the right things, but things happen, and my memory is very fuzzy from all the things that have happened to me over the years. If we add her a kiss, we'd probably take out Butler.
Decimated.
Dance, dance, dance. I didn't really want him in 3, but thank you. Blood in the Water, taking out Supplicant. Supplicant bleeds out. And then Hound Rush onto Socialite. I think you bleed out, miss.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
So, I understand that the cape is moth wings, but what do you think the fur is actually made out of there? The same stuff that Wolf is? His,
offensive
cape, or his, like, spalder shawl thing? let's use some of this to heal. That way I can take the onyx. Part of me wants to get rid of the dog treats just because I'm gonna forget to use them. And that way I can take like the skeleton key or something just in case there's a secret door, because I forgot those. Then I'm going, hey, now I've already seen them, so now I'm gonna remember them. Let's get rid of the portrait. Default order. Almost looks like the sycophant's carrying something there. Alright, we're gonna harvest these two. I think the maggot will bleed out. Yep, Strumpet now is bleeding for 3. I would like to skewer her for the funsies. Now she's bleeding for 8.
Gently. This is
I can add her kiss onto the squire, because if I blight him, he's not going to have a good day. And then I can hound rush. If we bleed him, just sycophant left.
a weapon that cuts on its own.
Which still outspeeds me, even on Amani, which is unfortunate, but it's alright. We're not doing good stress-wise here, are we? The courtyard is the one place that I can really expect having meltdowns.
Blossoms.
But I want it. Nah, we'll leave it. Oh, we are in default order. Okay. Nah, we can leave it.
Trinkets and baubles.
Hey, speaking of secret door.
Paid for in blood.
And I would like to camp, but 1, 2. Yeah, I'm not gonna risk it. I'd love the camp buff for the boss. Alright, here's my trapezohedrons. I can't stack 3 of them, right? I know I always bring anti-venom because of the sycophants, and then end up getting rid of it, but it's nice to have in the early parts just in case things get nasty. Just to be safe. Probably should have went to that curio. Oh well. Oh, look, Crocodillian right there. At least I know I can come back to it if I grab blood. Which I should grab, actually, next time I get the chance then. Let's bleed them all. That way we do, like, extra damage, all that jazz. I'm gonna go all in on the knight, because I really don't like him. Then we can slice off on the Bloodflower. Skewer Bloodflower. You know, with this being a thing, I know she doesn't have any, like, ranged attacks or things that don't use her blades, but it'd be nice to see her lose her melee attacks because her swords are there now. Unless she has an extra set or something. Okay, bleeding for 12, so we do need to do damage to the Bloodflower. Harvesting. Bloodflower goes down, Knight has 4 health left. So let's rush. Because that also does damage to the Knight, who now bleeds out, but we can't really hit anyone, or the one I want.
Size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a...
Oh, we go first. Okay, taking what we can.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
I'm just gonna leave the money. Grabbing blood if I can because of that bull rush, because that will spawn a Crocodillian. And that will get us Crimson Court trinkets, which I would really like. This will get stressed down. So take that. And I'm assuming this will get us blood. So yeah, we'll just pierce. Blood in the water. You know, I don't remember that attack being that loud. Maybe it's just me. Oh, you know what? That explains it. I turned up my volume for editing at one point. That's why it's so loud.
A death by inches.
I had to turn it up because, neighbor was also building a shed right next to my window that I edit by, so, like, lots of power tools were going off. You know what? We're gonna finale the Socialite because the Supplicant is slower and we only need to do 2 damage to it. There's that blood I wanted.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Ooh, what do I get rid of, though? One, two, three, or realistically, 1, 2, 3, 4 more rooms. So I don't want to get rid of the torches just because I want them for the accuracy bonus or de-stressing. I want the holy waters for the resistances. I want the bandages for obviously curing bleed. I don't think I can get rid of the shovels because of blockages. We don't need the medicinal herbs, I say. As yes, either boss I'm gonna have has debuffs. That was a bad choice. That was a bad choice. Should have came back for it. No scouting. Okay, Bloodflower first, then Sycophant, then Butler if I can manage that. I'd love to get all of them on the same turn. Speaking of which, Harvest puts a bleed on the Butler, so he has a little bit of a timer. We're just going to pierce onto the Bloodflower because protection and high blight resistance. Skewering Bloodflower because it has perpetual bleed then. And rush. Okay, 8 bleed, 21 health. 4 to 7, 6 to 9. You know what? Impale.
Continue the onslaught.
We actually got a blight on the Sycophant.
Them all. A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Ah, hell. Dirt step. Bloodflower goes down, Hound Rush into Sycophant.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And that be that. Does the mosquito have ears?
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Alright, 16 food left. We got this. 3 Esquires. Screw this fight in particular. If I impale, I have a very good chance at doing damage to all of them, slightly blighting them. It doesn't bleed them though, but still, screw it. Skewer hitting the one in row 4. So he's bled. Hound Harry bleeding all of them. So 3, 3, 1 and 4 goes down. Let's Dirk stab 2. Wasted her turn, so just 1 goes. And then we have to deal with the Strumpet. Oh, good dodge, Vesley. We are gonna finale the Esquire, making sure he doesn't do anything. And then pop. Taking what we can, leaving the rest. Default order. Check the chest.
So too will resistance.
Of course. Cure the bleed, move on. I'll come back to him if I have more spare blood. I'll come back to that if I have spare shovels. Food check 1. I'm gonna eat in here. Dirk stabbing maggots.
Back to the pit. A brilliant
Piercing supplicant.
and purpose.
We are going to skewer on the butler. But then we're going to take out Piercing Gargoyle, and that's that.
Cleansed from our lands.
Taking what we can again.
This expedition at least
Firewood, take the crusts. I would say, yeah, let's feast for the stress. Hound Watch to prevent nighttime ambush. Bigger the beast, that way we get crit. Oh, that's only for Faintry though. Let's see here then. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Bigger the beast plus crit versus size 2 for Faintry, and let's go Amani. I'm gonna do Therapy Dog to minus stress. And man's best friend. Shovel. Taking what I can. I need a shovel for something down there, so I'm not going to take these. To the boss. Master is best with traps, that also de-stresses him. I can come back for that. Everyone gets holy water. Everyone is at full health. Torch for the accuracy. In we go.
The Hamlet cannot stand for this thing that should not be. Defeat it. Claim the prize it guards.
Yeah. Alright. So, for now, I'm going to guard dog upping stress on Vesley because I really don't want him taking damage, even though he has a higher dodge for now. Oh. Shite. You know what? Retreat.
A wise general cuts losses and regroups.
I forgot. but at least I remembered about things. Taking off the kill and skewer for Blood Hunter and Salt the Wound, and we'll be fine. Alright, still have this. Squirt can't be guarded. We'll just Hound Harry for the bleed. Vesley. I'm gonna have him Dirk Stab, bypassing guard. We're gonna puncture here. I think I actually need to use torch again, but puncture, bypass guard, break guard. We are going to Blood Hunter, marking them for the duration. So they're now marked for one battle. Got some massive buffs here, so how much of... That's only 17 bleed chance. I guess it only counts as one monster. Salt the Wound. So this is minus 200% bleed and blight chance, or resist for one battle. So he has no bleed and blight resistance now. So now Amani can do Adder Kiss and Blight. Gonna Hound Rush him. Dirk Stab. Two in a row it misses. Kind of expected that, but kind of was hoping for the move actually. Come on. There we go. Puncture, breaking guard. Blood Hunter marking. That way it's marked for the Houndmaster, who I'm going to dog treat now. Hound Rush. Slice off to get extra bleeding on. It's bleeding for 16.
Inspiration and improvement.
Let's see. Yeah, blood in the water.
A decisive pummeling.
Then Adder Kiss. 8 blight, 20 bleed. Slice off.
The blood quickens.
Ho ho ho. 27 and 8. That thing cannot hit. Well, we got a plan. Oh, there it hit us. Oh, really? Houndmaster went. We are going to Hound Harry then. A little extra bleed. Puncturing to bypass guard. Because we should be able to finish this off with Vanelli. I was hoping. But it bleeds out now, so, I mean, all's good. How many turns does it get? Yeah, blood in the water.
It crumbles for now, but I fear there may be no end to this bloodborne evil.
I forgot the Tyrant's Fingerbone did all this. Plus 15 accuracy while marked, plus 25 dodge while marked, minus 10 dodge while not marked. Solo extends mark duration to 1 battle. When hit, mark target for 1 round. And then I can have the set now, so plus 25 stress relief done, and plus 25 stress relief done while marked. Well, we'll see if I can't get back to that Crocodillian. And, do something about that, and maybe get another Crimson Court trinket. But another blueprint as well. I don't think I'll be using the set ever with him because he's not going to be doing much stress relief. But is what it is. Do we need stress relief? We can do some. So who has the most? 17s. And then how bad's the bleed? 2 for 2. Let's not. Then hunger check. That's a heal on everyone. Can use this on the Bloodflowers. Is Bloodflowers here or Bloodflowers somewhere else? So I mean, might as well. Any treasure I want, Golden Kingdom Ale, plus healing from food, or Charm of the Isles, I don't want either. Now I am out of food, so this could get slightly bad because I have 2 hallways to go without food, so I probably will get a hunger check, yeah. I will risk it. If I get another one, this is gonna be kinda bad. I believe it's this Curio right next one. Yeah, this is the bull rush that has the Croco. Let's have some fun. I'm in the wrong spots.
Unnatural and abhorrent.
So first of all, since he's in 4, Serpent's Way up our speed.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Holy Water on Vesely. Dirk Stab, move forward. Oh, you prick. Guard Dog. Upping Dog. No, we'll target Whistle for now. That's a miss. Lovely. It's off to a great start. Can't Blood in the Water him. He's not bleeding. So we're going to ebb and flow. Getting a block. Going back. Pierce hitting the Croco. He's bleeding now, so I can do what I need to do. Slice off. I was hoping he'd get marked, but Blood Hunter. Get that lovely buff. Doggo Treat. Hound Rush. Haha, you missed. Probably be the last time he misses. Piercing. Bypass that protection. Salt in the Wound.
Precision and power.
No longer has resistances. Good thing he hit a block. What would Finale do? Half his health, and then Houndmaster and everyone else finishes up. No longer marked, but that's fine. It's bleeding for 10. So I feel like we're fine because Vesely's not going to get a turn, so as long as we do anything before Vesely goes, we win. Like that.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
No, it's not very often I get a full stack of Onyx, so that's 3,500 gold there. And then the Silencing Dagger for the Prefect, which is kind of fun because now I can use... I mean, I could use it before, so I'm not sure how this is going to interact, considering I already tore stun off of the ruler, so I hope this doesn't break my game. So this would normally disable the stun on the ruler, which, once again, doesn't happen on this estate. However, this also gives the ruler +2 flat damage, then guarantees a crit on the ruler. So not only are you doing more damage, but then it will critical hit, which I believe is 1.5 times more damage. And then on melee hit will stress out the Prefect for 4 stress. The faculty only held him back, +5 speed if you have the set. I like it. Just in case, sometimes when I click this, it moves me back instead, and Vesely is on death's door, so if that happens, I do not want him to bleed out. So I'm going to use a bandage on him. There we go. So we got 2 Crimson Court trinkets, and then we got the Iron-Forged Wheel Lock. So I'd say that was a very successful run to the Crimson Courtyard, considering a boss run usually gets me like 2, and that got me 3. So I'm very happy with that. We got 22,000, 23,000 gold, another blueprint, which I'm already running out of things that I want and or need, and some heirlooms. And is it just me, or does this actually kind of look like an upside down smiley face? I think I'm going crazy. Moving on along. Amani and Vesely got a disease. I'm kind of surprised no one hit level 5. Amani got bad humors, which is -20% max HP. And Vesely got the fits. Is it the laughing fits knowing him? Picard got Cove Adventure. Nothing really need to worry about, but we will get rid of the diseases.
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me.
We'll do the
The letter was
Shrieker.
on its way.
So getting rid of these. We'll put people on stress relief. Feint Tree can go there. Nothing really needed in the stagecoach. I'm not even sure why I'm searching for a Lunar Princess, considering how good ours is, but... Okay, don't need the Nomad Wagon. I mean, it's not a bad trinket. I just need to be smart about it. I was only considering a Lunar Princess because I wasn't sure how this trinket worked. Like, I couldn't remember it. And I remembered it had a minus accuracy multiplier on it, but it doesn't affect the right thing, so we're not going to use her. We will use Finn. You know, if I use Ronnie, we could probably destroy the nest and get some money out of this. I just hope I'm not being too stupid with this. And then if we bring the Uncrowned, I think I have his trinket that gives him absurd dodge. I do not. So that's not going to be a thing. Okay, never mind on him. I can work with this. I can work with this. Okay. Alright, so the Shrieker came along, and it didn't steal trinkets this time around, but it does have an actually really good trinket. The Distended Crow's Eye, plus 10 accuracy, plus 33% disease resistance, plus 10% scouting chance. So I thought it'd be a good time to test a group to actually start destroying the Crow's Nest, and possibly fighting back against him. So Pernicosis, the Lawbringer, he's still going to have a lot of protection on him because he's going to be marking himself to hopefully get the thing going at him. He's also going to be having a riposte. So realistically right now he has 65 protection before he activates Juggernaut, which gives him the maximum 85 or 80. Then Robin, the Vixen, she's going to be upping her dodge like crazy, so she's going to be using Vexatious Kiss. Right now she has 50 dodge. When she uses Vexatious Kiss, she's going to go to 61. Then she's going to use Fox Fang, Vexatious Kiss, Fox Fang, targeting the mainly nest. She's going to be damaging that. She also has 20 protection due to the broken shackles. And she has some really good bleed and blight resistance as well as stun resistance here. Finn is going to be lowering accuracy like normal here. Otherwise, we have the Combusting Talisman. If that is not going to work, he also can cure bleeding if that happens. And every time he crits, he cures bleed and blight. And then we'd have Maciek's head on him just to up the debuff chance to make the minus accuracy stick. And I know I said I wasn't going to use Ronnie here, but I had a feeling if I stuck her in back, she would be able to just take out the nest more or less. And she's someone I trust to survive. And just looking at the roster here, out of the people I have at level 5, unless I wanted to stick someone in who was a lower level, realistically, it's a shot in the dark here of who else would be a good fit to go in this team. Mainly because they would either be moving forward, kind of breaking up the composition here. That way, like, I couldn't cure bleed because this is rank 2, rank 3 thing. Or, well, I'm not sure how much damage they're going to do unless I put someone in that, well, if they take a hit, they're going down. So Ronnie's going to be back there. She's just going to hit the actual nest and hopefully be able to take it down. Maybe we'll get some money out of it. She has a crystal slipper on, so she's going to have minus crits received at least. And then she has a little extra dodge on her as well. So hopefully that's going to keep her alive if things aren't going at Pernicosis. And then because of the crystal slipper, every time she attacks the nest after the first turn, she's going to be doing extra damage. Can't retreat from this quest, so we'll see how it goes. I might be losing a few people. And otherwise, I think we're fine. You know, the Shrieker's call is almost unbearable to human ears. Some of these things aren't human, so, like, is what happens to them? Anyway, we're going to start by tearing apart the nest. If I tear that apart, we'll start on the Shrieker. Of course, frost glinting it.
Impressive.
Hot to trot, popping off. We're going to start with Vexatious Kiss to up stress. Oh, never mind. We have to start with Fox Fang to go into knife form. Right, gotcha. I could try to lethal lure it. I only have a 50% hit chance, so go into knife form. And now she has a riposte as well. That's what's going to hurt the most, is that initial hit. But then when we invoke Enra here, hopefully we lower his accuracy. Yeah, there we go. Then Pernicosis. Long arm to hit the nest. I know we're not going to pull it. And then you can Juggernaut to mark yourself and get a riposte. Now hopefully it's going to start going at him because of all the protection. That is a no. Okay. We have a problem. Cross glinting. Little bit of damage on him. Vexatious Kiss for the dodge. Ah, she's marked now though. Lowering his accuracy, and that's a miss. Oh boy. Well, at least I can hit the nest here. And then we can Swift Justice it. Not much longer. Kissing again for the dodge because she is getting hit, and one more peck brings her down. Come on, debuff. There we go. lost glint on nest, 23 health left. Long arming. We want that mark, so Juggernaut. Two marked people, and you're going at Ronnie there. Invoke Enra, lowering accuracy, so minus 16 there. Somehow missed Pernicosis. It's a debuff. Minus accuracy. We can still hit the nest. Nest down because of extra damage.
The cursed champion falls.
Then the Foxfang onto the Shrieker and miss, of course. And that's that. Yay, we live somehow. And I mean,
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
base of 10,500 gold, so that's about what I spent training people up for this, so that pays it off. And then because we brought Pogfish, Finn there, it's another 1,500. And we got a Trinket, which is actually going to be kind of useful coming up. All in all, 12,000 gold worth of stuff because of supplies. Pernicosis hit level 6. Ronnie hit level 6. I don't really... And then she got faded. Oh my. Robin and Pernicosis got really bad things, so like I'm gonna tear these off of them, but faded is amazing. She did replace Blade Master, which is a really good one, but faded might be better to me.
The man is slave to the beast, and the beast is slave to the moon.
No, I don't mind Big B leveling up with this, so maybe we leave them, just because there's so few bosses left in a veteran. A gibbous moon, and it is during such lunar phases that many residents report shrieks and howls from the most profoundly unnerving quality. Idle abominations gain 1 resolve level. Okay, well. And abominations get the Crimson Court Trinket here. Patched Shroud plus 15 dodge. Debating if that's worth the minus stress here is the big thing, and I think that's worth buying. Otherwise, we have a few things to do here, because was it Robin's who got compulsive? I need to get that off. Pernicosis got Corvid's Curiosity, so that needs to go off. And then a few people were still stressed out from the last run where I was getting other things off of them, so they're going to go in stress relief. Then, the only boss in Veteran left is the Fulminating Prophet, which has an article of Amber Blight for the Judicator, which isn't bad. So I might go get that, just because this is another way of throwing accuracy on someone, and it gives extra stuff. So, probably Fulminating Prophet next time, just because I don't have too many things with accuracy on it. And if I'm using the Judicator, they don't have the best accuracy, so that would be really good to get before going into champion levels. And then once I get this, I can focus on getting everyone up into champion levels. I do think, if I remember right, I do have to get like one more person into Veteran, and then it's a race to get everyone into the champion levels, and we're good. So that'll be fun, and we can go from there, I think. So that'll be it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please, have a good one.